How to practice new words in English. This is the biggest problem in this language because if you'd like to learn new words, these words stays in your passives. That means you learned these words, but you can't use these words until you never used these words previously. These words will be in another part of your mind. That means you will never use these words. And this is the biggest problem in new language. For example, in this language, in English. I tried a lot of methods how to learn new words. A lot of apps with tables, with teachers. But nothing happens because I learned irregular verbs too, but I can't use it and not correctly. Few years later, I learned everything what gave for me this teacher allows me to not open my mouth because my grammar is so bad, because my accent is not English accent, and I need it allows me to close my mouth because this English is not enough to do something with this language. What happens later? I must use in my daily life English, and this was the first problem because how I will use this language if I can't use it, but I must use it. This one was in Ireland. I need, a few years later, go back to any teacher. It's not so effective in my position. Study from any books are not for me. And my question was only this one. If I can't use anything or everything which is usable in my situation, what can I do? And this was the second etap of my method, because first method was developed for German language. Until we lived in Germany, I tried this method to German language and works perfectly and works today too, because a lot of words, when I speak in my mother language, I can't use these words in mother language because I changed these words to my mother language. When I speak in English, I can't tell these words too because in my mother language these words was changed to another, to German language. For example, Luft, Speisekarte, or same words. A few months later, and after I think everything, how to use these words, how to study these words, I need memorize these words with any app or with table is not for me. And I think again and again how to practice these words in real situation, but nothing happens. Maybe 1 year later, when I thinking again and again for best method, how to practice new words, how to use these words in my daily life, I can give you a good news because I find it. My method is strong because this is hard to use in daily life. Without hard work, this one not working. This is true. But if you have a power in yourself, you can practice with these words. And this is the English speak method. In this video, I'd like to tell you I'd like to show you in real situation from this method, how to practice these words. The secret behind words are only this one. When you study one word, only one, how to use it in every situation. This is the secret behind any words. If you think you will learn a lot of words daily and you repeat it again and again, but you never used it, and you can change these words to another verbs, situations, or you can't use from this word to create new words, your learned was wrong. This is so simple. And I'd like to show you this method which worked for me. How to use grammars when you practice these words. For example, future, perfect continuous, past continuous, present continuous. What means gerund, not only base form, or imperative, passive voice, second conditional. This is so hard when you ignore in your study. That means first will be grammar and after this one words, and in the future, maybe later, will be practice. That means use these words. And I told myself when I developed this method, these steps are not for me because I don't like to learn again and again the same grammar because I never understood what means these words. Second conditional, polite request, might, may, have to, must, future perfect continuous, past perfect continuous, etc. This is not for me. I like use this one. I don't like to learn how to play with these words, conjugation, or anything, because I saw in my situation I can't use it when I like to speak. So, back to the question, how to use all grammars in practice for one word. And this is the basic behind this method when I speak for you about words. First will be how it works. First column. And now we are speaking only for words, not about numbers or anything other, only for words. Only for one word. But before I begin with this one, which English grammar I use for one word only? Here is 51 types of grammars. 51. And you can improvise with one word. Yes, with more words. But one word, what you study is only one word in 51 grammar section. Which are these grammars? Base form, infinite, gerund, present simple, first person singular, present simple, negative form, present simple, question form, present simple, third person singular masculine, present simple, third person singular feminine, present simple, first person plural, present simple, third person plural, present continuous, negative form, present perfect continuous, past simple, first person singular, past simple, third person singular masculine, past simple, third person singular feminine, past simple, first person plural, past simple, third person plural, past continuous, past perfect, past perfect continuous, used to, future simple with will, future with going to, future continuous, future perfect, future perfect continuous, conditional with would, conditional perfect, can, could, should, must, have to, may, might, imperative, passive voice, possession, comparative noun phrase, superlative noun phrase, first conditional, second conditional, third conditional, contraction positive, contraction negative, short answer positive, short answer negative, polite request, usual spoken English. This is 51 types. Okay? And how to use this all together with one word. This was intro for this section, for this category, and all my lessons will be only one word, and in real situation I will show you how to use one word with these grammars. That means you will see how it's work in real situation with beginner English, with poor vocabs, and with bad grammars. If this works for me, and this one works because I can speak with you, you can use this one too, and you will practice the same method with me because this one works very good. So in this video, that's all what I wanted to tell you, to show you this grammar section, because when I will practice with you these words, word by word, these grammars will be never read. That means I will not read for you, for example, present simple negative form, and I will say for one sentence, because one word I get to story. And inside this story, I will use these grammars. So this was only one short intro, how it's work. And go to now to first lesson, which is with word. Base form of this word is guess. And you will see how I play with this word. And you can repeat after me what I told you, but absolutely enough if you can see, and you will practice with me in the future one by one, how to practice one word and how to use it when you will be the speaker and not me. So go to first lesson and practice and see in real situation this word with base word guess.